This is the Boston Celtics newsfeed on CLNS. Today is Thursday, February 22nd, 2018. This is Corey Prescott reporting for CLNS, leading online provider of audiovisual coverage for the Boston Celtics. Basketball is back. While it will have been gone for just 9 days since the Celtics last played on Wednesday, February 14th, a 129-119 loss to the Los Angeles Clippers. Expect a familiar face to be back in the lineup after being absent the previous 11 games, as Brad Stevens indicated today that Marcus Smart appears good to go against the Detroit Pistons tomorrow night. Smart lacerated his hand in a self-induced injury about a month ago, and despite bruising his left quad during Wednesday's practice, expect Smart to help pick up a Celtics team that has been devoid of playing defense recently. Kyrie Irving and Al Horford missed today's practice with regularly scheduled maintenance days, given that both played in Sunday's All-Star game, and Shane Larkin, who has missed the last 9 games with knee soreness, participated in a really light workout, according to Stevens. Larkin has brought a defensive presence this season with his constant ball pressure. The defensive exploits from Smart are widely known. Without Smart, the Celtics' defensive rating dropped from 99.8 before Smart's injury to 105.2 during his absence. Said Stevens during today's practice,
"Everybody else is good to go. Smart sat out today with a thigh contusion from yesterday, but we're anticipating he'll be good to go tomorrow. And we sat Kyrie and Al out today, and that was pre-planned a couple weeks ago, just to come back on that Wednesday, go really hard, and let those guys have a nice day off, especially consider they didn't have as much rest as everybody else."
Although tomorrow's matchup in the Motor City will be Boston and Detroit's third matchup this season, the Pistons will look dramatically different than the last time these two squads met. Avery Bradley and Tobias Harris are now Clippers, while Blake Griffin now pairs with Andre Drummond to form one of the NBA's more interesting front courts. Stevens talked about Griffin as a new addition to their team, Drummond's overall impact, and the supporting Pistons cast.
Yeah, and obviously Blake presents a whole different challenge when you talk about the Pistons. Drummond absolutely destroyed us in Game 1, and then we were better on him in Game 2. You add another all-star level player next to him. It's a heck of a front line. They've gotten a lot out of their wings with Bullock and Johnson since the trade, and then Ishmael has kind of been their engine the whole time. So I think that obviously that's a team that has beat us once. We played a tight game there, and we're fortunate to win. It's going to be a really tough game tomorrow, no question.
For a franchise that has been as stable as the San Antonio Spurs have been, it's interesting to see some possible unrest for Gregg Popovich and crew. As reported by ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, Popovich said that he doesn't expect star forward Kawhi Leonard to return this season. Said Popovich, quote, "Well, we only have X number of games left in the season, and he's still not ready to go. If by some chance he is, it's going to be pretty late into the season, and it'll be a tough decision how late you bring somebody back. That's why I'm trying to be honest and logical. I'll be surprised if he gets back this year." End quote. Wojnarowski reported that Leonard had been cleared by the team, who had left the decision to return or not to return up to Leonard. If Leonard, who has played in just 9 games this season, does return, it will be because he has decided he can manage the pain of the injury, according to the report. This back and forth has created some tension between Leonard and the organization, and given that Leonard can become a free agent next summer, his future as a Spur is clouded at best. Popovich has guided San Antonio to a 35-24 record and 3rd place in the Western Conference in his absence. If you're trying online dating, chances are you've run into lazy text messages, dead-end conversations, and random matches that just don't turn into dates. You can't get to know someone just by looking at a photo. eHarmony takes steps that other dating sites don't in order to find you a more compatible match. This isn't a shallow hookup site. They're looking to help you find lasting, meaningful relationships. eHarmony uses years of science, data, and psychological research to send you the right matches. Right now, our listeners can get a free month with eHarmony when they sign up for a 3-month subscription. Enter our code Boston Celtics at checkout. Stop waiting and start your journey to a satisfying, meaningful relationship. It can be fun to play around with online dating apps, but when you're ready to fall in love with someone and have a meaningful relationship, there's one app that's built to bring you real love, eHarmony. Come see how eHarmony can change your life. Go to eHarmony.com and get started. Enter our code Boston Celtics at checkout. To stay up to speed on the 17-time world champions, follow CLNS on Twitter at CLNS Media. Be sure to subscribe to the Celtics newsfeed both on iTunes and Stitcher, as well as the CLNS mobile podcast app. This has been Corey Prescott for Celtics Newsfeed.